Have you ever noticed someone who seems to live for the approval of others? They post endlessly on social media, waiting for likes and comments to feel good about themselves. They fish for compliments in conversations, or they change their opinions to match the group just to feel accepted. Or perhaps they constantly check in with friends or partners, seeking reassurance that they're liked, valued, or doing things right. These are classic signs of people who constantly seek validation. In psychology, this behavior is known as validation seeking or approval seeking, and when it's excessive, it can dominate a person's life, affecting their relationships, self-esteem, and overall well-being. Seeking validation isn't inherently bad. As humans, we're social creatures wired for connection. From an evolutionary perspective, belonging to a group meant survival. Being accepted ensured protection, resources, and support. In modern terms, a moderate amount of validation from others helps build healthy self-esteem and reinforces positive behaviors. A pat on the back from a boss, encouragement from a friend, or affirmation from a loved one can motivate us and make us feel seen. But when the need becomes constant and excessive, it shifts from healthy interdependence to a dependency that can harm mental health. People who constantly seek validation often tie their entire sense of worth to external sources. Their mood fluctuates based on others' reactions. A compliment makes them soar, while silence or criticism plunges them into doubt or despair. This isn't just occasional insecurity. It's a pattern where internal self-worth is underdeveloped, leading individuals to outsource their value to the world around them. Psychologists link this to deeper issues like low self-esteem, anxiety, or even unresolved childhood experiences. Understanding this behavior requires exploring its roots, signs, impacts, and pathways to change. At its core, constant validation seeking stems from a fragile sense of self. When someone doesn't feel inherently worthy, they look outward for proof that they are. This can create a vicious cycle. The more they seek approval, the less they develop internal confidence, making them even more reliant on others. Research from psychologists like those cited in the American Psychological Association highlights how chronic validation seeking correlates with higher stress levels and poorer mental health outcomes. It's not about occasional reassurance. It's about an ongoing hunger that never feels satisfied. To truly grasp this, let's delve into why some people develop this pattern more intensely than others. The foundations are often laid early in life. Childhood experiences play a massive role in shaping how we view our worth. Many people who constantly seek validation grew up in environments where love, attention, or approval felt conditional. Perhaps their parents were overly critical, dismissive of emotions, or inconsistent, loving one day and distant the next. In such homes, children learn that to receive affection or avoid rejection, they must perform, achieve, or behave in ways that please others. Emotional needs go unmet, leading to a belief that, I'm only lovable if I'm perfect, or, my feelings don't matter unless someone else confirms them. Attachment theory, developed by John Bowlby and expanded by Mary Ainsworth, provides a key framework here. People with anxious attachment styles, often formed from inconsistent caregiving, are particularly prone to validation seeking. They fear abandonment and crave closeness, leading them to constantly seek reassurance in relationships. Do you still love me? Am I good enough? These questions stem from deep-seated insecurity. In contrast, those with secure attachment feel worthy inherently and seek validation less desperately. Trauma, bullying, or neglect can exacerbate this. A child repeatedly invalidated, "Stop crying, it's not a big deal," learns their emotions aren't legitimate without external confirmation. As adults, they replay this pattern, doubting their own perceptions and needing others to affirm their reality. Low self-esteem is another major driver. When someone views themselves negatively, external praise temporarily fills the void. But it's fleeting. Without internal validation, the emptiness returns, prompting more seeking. Social media amplifies this in today's world. Platforms reward curated perfection with likes and comments, creating dopamine hits that mimic validation. People post not just to share, but to gauge worth. How many likes did I get? Do people approve of my life? Personality factors can contribute too. While not all validation seekers are narcissistic, some traits overlap. Vulnerable narcissists, for instance, crave admiration but fear criticism, leading to intense validation needs masked by insecurity. However, unlike healthy individuals who seek balanced feedback, excessive seekers often prioritize approval over authenticity. Cultural and societal pressures also fuel this. We're bombarded with messages that success, beauty, and popularity define worth. Comparison is constant. Scrolling through others' highlight reels makes anyone feel inadequate, prompting more efforts to seek approval. Recognizing the signs of constant validation seeking is crucial for understanding its grip. These behaviors manifest in everyday life, often subtly at first. One common sign is fishing for compliments. Someone might downplay their achievements. This old thing? It's nothing, hoping others contradict them with praise. Or they exaggerate stories to elicit sympathy or admiration. Social media obsession is rampant. Constantly checking notifications, posting for reactions, or feeling devastated by low engagement points to external validation dependency. In relationships, it shows as excessive reassurance seeking. Do you think I'm attractive? Are you mad at me? Repeated often, even without cause. This can strain partners, creating imbalance. People-pleasing is another hallmark. Changing opinions, avoiding conflict, or overcommitting to be liked sacrifices personal needs. Decision-making paralysis, needing others' input on everything, reflects distrust in one's judgment. Emotional volatility tied to feedback, soaring with praise, crashing with criticism. Difficulty handling alone time, as self-reflection highlights internal voids. Comparison traps, constantly measuring against others, feeling inferior without external boosts. These signs aren't judgmental, they're human responses to unmet needs. But when chronic, they signal a deeper issue. The effects of constant validation seeking are far-reaching and often damaging. On mental health, it breeds anxiety and depression. Relying on unpredictable external sources creates instability. Others can't always provide reassurance, leading to rejection sensitivity and rumination. Relationships suffer. Partners feel burdened by constant needs, leading to resentment or withdrawal. Ironically, the seeking can push people away, confirming fears of unworthiness. Self-growth stalls. Prioritizing approval over authenticity means suppressing true desires, leading to identity loss. Who am I without others' opinions? Burnout from people-pleasing, exhausting energy on external image leaves little for personal fulfillment. In work or social settings, it hinders assertiveness. Fear of disapproval prevents risks or honest expression. Long-term, it erodes resilience. Without internal validation, setbacks hit harder, as worth feels contingent. Yet, there's hope. Overcoming constant validation seeking is possible through intentional steps towards self-reliance. The journey begins with awareness. Notice when you seek approval. Journal triggers, patterns. Ask, what am I really needing right now? Security. Worth. Build self-esteem internally. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself kindly, as you would a friend. Affirm intrinsic value. I am enough as I am. Cultivate self-validation. Acknowledge achievements privately. Celebrate small wins without sharing. Use affirmations grounded in reality. Mindfulness helps. Observe thoughts without judgment, reducing reactivity to external feedback. Set boundaries. Reduce people-pleasing. Practice saying no. Surround yourself with supportive people who validate healthily, not excessively. Therapy is powerful. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, challenges negative beliefs, rebuilding self-worth. Attachment-focused therapy addresses roots. Limit social media if it fuels comparison. Curate feeds positively or take breaks. Develop hobbies and goals for personal joy, not applause. Intrinsic motivation builds lasting confidence. Practice solitude comfortably. Use alone time for reflection, strengthening internal voice. Over time, these shift dependency inward. Validation from others becomes a bonus, not a necessity. In conclusion, the psychology of people who constantly seek validation reveals a universal human need taken to extremes. Rooted in insecurity, childhood patterns, and modern pressures, it promises relief but delivers dependency. Yet, by understanding its causes, recognizing signs, acknowledging impacts, and committing to change, freedom is achievable. Building a strong internal sense of worth transforms life. Decisions become authentic, relationships deeper, and self-acceptance profound. You don't need constant external approval to know your value. It starts within. Embrace that journey, and watch how empowering true self-validation can be.